Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. We're going to do another one here from Funkwerks Brewing. These guys are out of Fort Collins, Colorado. This is their whiskey barrel aged Tropic King. Saison, Imperial Saison farmhouse beer. This was sent to me by Dr. Brandon. I do appreciate it, sir. And he purchased this bottle, and wherever the store that he bought it from stuck their label right on the back where all the pertinent information is at, when it was bottled, and a little bit of the description and everything like that. Don't do that. If you work at a beer store, don't put the damn label over top of when it was bottled and all that. There's a space on the back there that has nothing in there between the labels. It's just the bottle. You can put that label right there. Don't put it over the pertinent information. If you work for me and I owned a beer store and you put that over top of that, I would run your ass out of the damn store. Don't cover up the pertinent information. That's insane. You don't have a clue what you're doing if you're sticking the label over top of when it was bottled and the ABV and all that, and you're covering all of that with your little silly ass label. Plenty of room on this great big 750 milliliter bottle to put that store label on without covering up everything else. I had to peel it all off and try to find out when it was bottled on, and the ABV and the commercial description that they're wanting you to know. And of course, this fool put the damn label over top of all of that. Children. That's what I'm saying, children. So this guy probably worked at Burger King last week and got a job at the beer store, and he's throwing these labels on these bottles wherever he freaking desires. I'd run his ass off faster than get the hell out of here. Alright guys, 8.3% ABV, whiskey barrel age, Imperial Saison. So I'm expecting some bourbon-esque whiskey notes on this beer since it's barrel aged. I don't know how long it was in the barrels. It may be written over here. I didn't peel all the label off that fool did. I got down to where, and this one was bottled on Thursday, April the 14th of 2016. So we're into end of June. Today is the 24th of June. So it's been in the bottle over a year. Well over a year. 14 months as a matter of fact. I don't see anything else on there that he's covered up that I need to talk about. It is barrel aged, and he even has a sticker over top of that. So 8.3. We took our batch of our Tropical King, one of our best-selling beers, and Saison's bigger brother, and aged it in whiskey barrels. The oak adds a new element of complexity to the tropical fruit flavors of Tropic King. Notes of passion fruit, mango, black pepper, and a hint of whiskey. So, plenty of room to put that damn store label on without covering up the pertinent information, which this fool did. So, they use, according to what I'm seeing here, they use New Zealand Rakau, R-A-K-A-U hops, giving it taproom favorite aromas of passion fruit, mango, and peach. After aging Tropic King in peach whiskey barrels with various wild organisms for a year. These tropical fruit characteristics are now balanced with spicy vanilla notes from the barrels and earthy dryness of Brettanomyces. So this is a Brett yeast beer. I've not brewed anything Brettanomyces yeast because that yeast contaminates everything that you put it in. If you put that in there, the cleaning solution that we use as home brewers will not get that out of there. and it will contaminate unless you're using dedicated equipment, dedicated buckets, dedicated everything, airlock, everything that you use to brew that beer. You cannot get that yeast out of that equipment. It is virtually impossible. So if you're going to brew something with a Brettanomyces yeast in it, it all has to be dedicated. Your siphon, everything that that this yeast comes in contact with is dedicated equipment. You will not get that out of there. So I've not done it. I'm scared to do it because I don't have a lot of money to buy specific equipment just for Brettanomyces beer. And even if you're using it for the bucket and you want to brew something in that bucket or the carboy, you might get some hints of Brettanomyces yeast in the next batch. And I just don't want to do that. I haven't done it anyway. It may come to the point where I'll eventually do that, but haven't done it yet. So let's get on with this one. We gave you the commercial description. The ABV, I don't have the IBUs, but I am expecting, since it's the whiskey barrel aged, to get some notes from of that. So let's see what we get here. 750 milliliter bottle. Dr. Brandon, thanks again, my brother. I do appreciate it, sir. Nice big hiss on this one. A little bit more carbonation than one we did yesterday that Nate sent me. Cuisine's curried in the tire, the cheeses, the peppery. Alright, you can see I'm just barely starting and we've already got almost a finger of head. A little bit more carbonation to this beer than was yesterday's beer, so I'm going to back it off on the pour. Sometimes that doesn't help. Cheese Camembert, Fontina, Nutty, Asiago, Colby, Parmesan, pungent, stronger cheeses, meat, poultry, fish, shellfish. Look at that head it's pouring. Lord have mercy. Super carbonated, guys. Super carbonated. Wow, look at that. I poured it as easy as I could pour it and we still got 4 fingers of head. Wow. Slightly over-carbonated in my opinion. Wow. Glassware pint back at October tulip oversized wine glass. I'm using my favorite glass. Look, it's still growing. So they got a slight carbonation problem. It shouldn't be quite that carbonated, guys. They should have let it ferment out just a little bit more. But if it's set in the damn barrels for a whole year, you would think that it had quit doing its thing. But look, it's up above the glass now. Incredible. It's still growing. Can be sold for a long period of time under proper conditions, according to what we're seeing here. Lord have mercy, it's still growing. I'm gonna have to do something here, guys. It's just gonna run over the glass and down the side here. Unbelievable. And you've seen how easy I poured that. Now look at it. Strong tartness. Brettanomyces yeast, strong tartness to the beer. And it is already started to run down the side of the glass. Slightly overcarbonated here. And it's still growing. It is still growing. So let me see if I can get a taste on it. I can't get my nose down in there. Big time Brettanomyces yeast. Right now I'm not getting any of the whiskey. But it's still growing. It's alive. It's alive. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Dr. Brandon. Not picking up a whole lot of whiskey. Of course, you got to realize, Brettanomyces yeast is a powerful yeast. It takes over everything. It overwhelms flavors, aromas. It takes over. It's like a bully. It takes over. It pushes everything aside. I'm in charge. You're out of here. This is a very powerful yeast, and like I said, every time that I've done a beer that has Brettanomyces yeast in it, I don't want to say every time, but a lot of times that Brettanomyces, you think the beer is finished fermenting out, and they'll bottle it, and then I've actually had Brett beers spew out of the top. It keeps fermenting. It keeps going on and 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 on. I don't know what to say. I don't see even how they could put it in a barrel without it exploding the barrel while it's still working. So overcarbonation, and that's attributed to the yeast, in my opinion, guys. It's still working, and it's still working, and it's still working. Even when you think it's done working, you put it in a bottle, it's still working. Unless you chill it down, get it down to around 35, 40 degrees, where that yeast cannot work. If this sits in a closet or somewhere where it's 70 degrees, it's going to keep working. So I'm just glad it didn't spew all over the place. But it is heavily carbonated, guys. Let me see if I can get a taste now. Not so much whiskey, but getting the lighter fruit. I'm getting the mango, apricots, a little bit of pears or peaches. But we need to let this warm up a little bit. We need to let the head and the foam settle down and get it into glass. Let me take it outside and sip on it on the deck, pour her a glass if we can get it into a glass. It may take 30 minutes to get this thing poured out of the bottle where it'll settle down and get it in the glass. But we'll come back and see what we end up, see what I think of it then. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. I've been sipping on about 30 minutes now. A little overcarbonated, as you've seen at the first of the video. Decent beer, but not outstanding. I think the one I had yesterday was a tad better than this. I'm not getting a whole lot of the whiskey barrel notes on this beer, especially if they've left it in there a whole year. Evidently it wasn't a first run barrel. It had beer in it before, or something in it before. It is a nice beer. It's a well-made beer. I'm getting some peppery notes now that it's warmed up. And coriander. Big time Brettanomyces yeast. It's overpowering everything, guys. I'm getting the lighter fruit, the mango, the peaches, the apricots. But the whiskey is not there. It's not there. Not to me, anyway. Final chug. If you had told me this was the regular version and not barrel aged, I would say, yeah, it's a fairly tasty beer. That's exactly where it probably would be, and it would probably got a better grade for me. But being a whiskey barrel aged and big letters on the front of the label, I'm not getting that at all. If it's there, the Brettanomyces yeast is overpowering it. I'm not getting any woodiness, no vanilla, no whiskey, no bourbon, or any of that kind of aspects to the beer. The alcohol is very well hidden, I will say that. It is a tasty beer, but for what this beer probably cost Dr. Brandon to buy, the whiskey notes are not there at all, guys. None. Zero. Zip. Nada. In my honest opinion, I think they wasted their time putting in that barrel. Even if they put it in there for a month, 2, 6, a year, it's not picking. I'm not picking up on those notes at all, guys. So, with that being said, for what I've drunk and drank, or whatever you want to say, out of the bottle here, first, slightly overcarbonated. Second, not getting the whiskey or the barrel aged notes that I think I should get from this. And third, I think they could probably do a little bit better than this. Funkwerks usually does a really tasty beer. A little disappointed on what's going on here. So, to me, guys, B+. I'm going to give this an 87. Over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate has no score for something that was done this long ago and been in the bottle for 14 months. We've only got one person that's commented on this. And I'm thinking Funkwerks Brewing is a little bit bigger than that for only one person to have made a comment on it. But this person liked it, give it a 4 out of 5. I'm not going there. The whiskey notes or the barrel aged notes should not have diminished that much in 14 months. when you barrel age something like that in a whiskey barrel, those are notes that are probably going to hang around for a while. I've not had a beer that's been bourbon barrel or whiskey barrel aged that I didn't get any notes from, even if it was 6 months in the bottle or even a year or more in the bottle. I'm still getting those notes. So I wasn't getting any at all here, guys. So I'm a little underwhelmed for this, because I know this was a pricey bottle to buy. Final check-in, we're going to run on Untapped. They have it at 4.04, which is in their age scale. I'm not going there, guys. If they didn't have whiskey barrel aged on it, I may come up to the A- category, but I'm not getting the whiskey. You're paying for that, and it takes up time for them to put this beer in those barrels and let it set, take up space in the brewery for you not to get that and for them to charge you for that. So I think it's a B+ beer, and that's what I'm going to give it, guys. If you've had this beer from Funkwerks, this is their Tropic King Whiskey Barrel Aged, and I say that very lightly because I'm not getting that 2016 version. Let me know what you think, guys. Come back tomorrow. Let's go see what's in the fridge.